Hi, welcome to the free Ayurveda mini course on your ideal daily routine. I'm your host, Anna Welly. I created this course to help you get a little snapshot into some of this great science of Ayurveda, the sister science to yoga, and really more importantly about just understanding about how it works. What's more important is for how you can apply this into your life and how you can make some changes in your daily routine to support yourself to heal and to thrive. So ideally, Ayurveda is what it is a science that introduces you to yourself. It helps you understand yourself on a deeper level. And it's a really powerful lens that gives you a perspective of knowing how your choices impact your outcome. And so when you have that greater sense of self-awareness and you know how your different choices or your habits or your decisions or your patterns influence your future or create symptoms that you don't want to have or help you feel good, you are then more empowered to make those choices and decisions and create new patterns and a new way of living that supports the ideal outcome that you actually want to have. So it's really about supporting yourself to heal on a very deep level, both physically from the symptoms, but also from old mental patterns, mindset, old outdated beliefs that really aren't serving you. And it's about optimizing your day and getting into this daily rhythm so that you're refining the biochemistry of your body-mind processes. So you're supporting yourself to have optimal digestion, and really just having a healthy, strong gut. You're supporting yourself to be able to relax and be at ease and enjoy the simple pleasures of life, and fall asleep well and get really good, deep quality rest. And then wake up feeling refreshed and wake up naturally and feel inspired or energized for the day ahead. And then move through your day with that kind of relaxed alertness, with more ease and grace for the challenges that come up in life. Without it, it's like we can have weird digestive issues going on, or we feel constantly overstimulated or overwhelmed or kind of caught up in like the flurry or the challenges of what's happening. Maybe it's hard to fall asleep or hard to stay asleep, all kinds of stuff. And when we are in this place of being empowered with the knowledge and the wisdom of Ayurveda, we know what to do to put into place for making ourselves feel better. So this practice, when I call it this Ayurvedic daily routine and this Ayurvedic self-care, it's not about having extra things to do on your list of, oh, I hope I get to take a bath later, or that would be great if I could, paint my nails or make that thing of homemade gluten-free brownies or whatever. It's not about that. It's not about having more things to do. It's about building a foundation of wellness for yourself as a standard of the way that you take care of yourself to support your body to heal and then support you to live your life in a way that you feel good. It's supporting you to show up for the way that you want to show up and for how you want to experience your life and how you want to experience your day and how you want others to experience you, so that you're able to not only heal from these imbalances, but you're able to live out the dreams and the prayers that you have for your life, and that you're able to not only invest in yourself in this way, but then you're able to take that investment as you're more deeply nourished and cared for, so that you can care for others and show up for others in the way that you truly desire. So that's what it's about. It's not about more stuff to do in this a packed day full of things to do. So when we look at this and just kind of the snapshot that I'm going to give you in this 5-day mini series, what it's actually giving you is a glimpse into my bigger program, Soul Body Bliss. It's a year-long course that brings you through this slow but steady and sustainable lifestyle revamp. It's really a slow but transformational process into embodying this Ayurvedic wisdom and this new lifestyle, and not only your daily routine, but how to heal on that much deeper level. So this course will give you a little taste test into that, a little bit of a teaser to just kind of wade into the waters. But when you get into the deeper program, Soul Body Bliss, you're held in that container of support for a much longer time to go deeper into the processes and not only get the information about what to do, but really get a lot of supportive tools and resources and strategies and tactics for how you apply this wisdom into your daily life, how you're going to take those little action steps and what to do that makes it easier to make it happen. And then how to work through resistances and challenges as they arise, because that's part of the process of healing. And so all of that happens more in my course, Soul Body Bliss. Today, I want to give you a little overview of these Ayurvedic, or the daily routine, this Ayurvedic daily routine that we call Dinacharya. And then we'll get more into breaking it down in the videos to come for days 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Dinacharya, this Ayurvedic daily routine, is how we look at the cycles of energy that flow through the cycle of the day. And so Ayurveda is this very, it's a very rich and complex science. And Ayurveda looks at the cycles of energy that happen in this daily cycle of how the energies shift and change and move, and the lunar cycle of how it changes from dark moon to waxing to full to waning moon, in the seasonal rhythms and what happens as we change from winter into spring, into summer and fall, and how we adjust our life according to that. You know, how our diet changes, how our self-care changes, how, you know, we naturally feel a little bit more extroverted and inspired to be outside throughout the spring and summer. And the days are long and warm and bright. And then how in the wintertime, we draw inwards and we're needing more rest and more of that kind of inner reflection and more warmth and coziness. So just in the way that Ayurveda tunes to these cycles of the season and even the life cycles, we're going to break it down of what it looks like in this daily routine and Dinacharya, as we call it. So the lens that Ayurveda uses as just kind of a stepping stone into the science is we start out with the 5 elements. And the 5 basic elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. And from these 5 elements arise the 3 energies, the 3 doshas: vata, pitta, and kapha. And each of these elements, these doshic energies, and then also their qualities or what they exude, are present throughout the changing cycles in the different phases, during the daily cycle, the lunar cycle, the seasonal cycle, and the life cycle. When we look at it from the Ayurvedic, from the daily lens, the daily routine, we see them change as a rhythm. So we have Vata dosha is highlighted from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then Kapha dosha is highlighted from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then Pitta from 10 to 2. Then Vata from 2 to 6. And then Kapha from 6 to 10, and then back into Pitta. So it just kind of cycles through these changing energies. And when we tap into that, and again, we're supporting ourselves, part of this is of refining the biorhythms of our body, we're also tapping into this greater inherent intelligence of the universe that's happening, this very dynamic process of how the energy flows through these cycles. So when we get into this rhythm, we're flowing with this greater intelligence of the universe, rather than fighting our way upstream, or we're actually heightening the energy and the strengths that we have available to us at those times. We're just really optimizing them rather than going against the grain, and which can create the imbalances and create the issues. So you're not only freeing up energy and not only preventing imbalances from happening, but you're getting this kind of like boost, or you could even say like a turbo boost into like what's available to you at that time, whether it be to relax and fall asleep and sleep really well, or digest, or feel energized, or exercise, or work on a project. So when we start to break it down, we're going to start with Vata dosha. Vata dosha arises from the elements of space and air. So space and air, subtle, light, it's very ethereal, it's cold, it's windy, it's movement. And Vata governs movement within the body. So when you have more Vata, you experience more of those qualities. Or when Vata is highlighted during that time of day, you experience more of those qualities. So when you have a healthy experience or expression of Vata, you feel joyful, you feel creative, you feel excited about life, you feel inspired. You also feel very connected to your intuition and to your subtle body. You might experience like you're more in tune with your spirituality, or maybe your energy body, your chakras. You're more sensitive towards the things around you. And in your body, you have that, as it's governing that movement, you have a very good balanced digestive system where you wake up and go to the bathroom regular time every day. There's a rhythm to it. You also have a very rhythmic cycle for if you're menstruating or bleeding. You know that your cycle happens every 25 days or every 26 days. You're in that kind of flow with it. If we have too much Vata, if we experience too much of the space and air, it's too much roughness, coldness, dryness, our mind tends to be too active. There's too much movement. So that can lead towards, just maybe a lot of mental activity, but it can also then be leading towards more worry and fear and even anxiety. So the mind tends to kind of get carried away and go into the future. It could be a restless mind where it's hard to quiet down the mind at night, or you might wake up and feel restlessness during the middle of the night. It's insomnia. It's hard to feel settled. Too much Vata would also be like restlessness where it's hard for you to sit still or hard to stay focused and stay present. In the body, it would be more dryness, like dry skin, dry eyes, dry hair, frizzy hair, dryness in the digestive tract. So it'd be more like constipation or dry, hard stools. It would also be pain. If you ever experience tight, stiff joints, or, pain and stiffness in the neck, or if you experience a lot of cramps and pain during menstruation or PMS, or like reoccurring headaches that are kind of mobile and moving around a lot, that would be another expression of what high Vata would be. Or too much air in the system, too much gas and bloating would be too much Vata. Then when we move into the expression of Kapha, and Kapha dosha happens from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. or in the evening from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have this expression, or this energy of Kapha is highlighted. And Kapha is from the elements of earth and water. And as you can see, that's the opposite of Vata, which is space and air. So Kapha is earth and water, and it's really about the lubrication and the building and the nourishment of the body. It's about kind of the plastering, where Vata is governing the movement. Kapha is like the sustenance and the strength. It's like the meat of your tissues, of your physicality. So Vata or Kapha is very stable and earthy and grounded. It's very much rooted in the earth. It's a strength and an endurance. It's feeling really contained within yourself. So when Kapha is good and strong, there's this sense of everything is great, like all is well in the world, and like don't worry, just be happy, or let's go with the flow. It's also about, even if life is complex or challenging, if there's not enough Kapha, there's too much Vata, it will feel overwhelming. It'll feel there'd be like you'll feel frazzled or caught up in the whirlwind of everything. But when you have a good, healthy Kapha, you feel stable and centered and grounded in yourself. And then all of the stuff that's happening in the outer world and work and life and everything, it feels interesting. It feels like, wow, isn't that fascinating? Or like, isn't life rich? And isn't there so much to be grateful for? Would be an experience of Kapha. Kapha also is feeling that strength and endurance in the body, and the ability to like be really grounded and present, which helps us also then to be very focused and centered. When there's too much kapha, we notice an excess of that earth and water. So there would be, edema, swelling, wake up feeling like puffy and bloated. It would be an excess of like mucus, sinus issues, sinus congestion, mucus in the lungs or in the stomach, like maybe you go out for a run or you exercise and you build up some heat. And so it's like the kapha starts to purge and you have to like cough up some mucus. It would also be like feeling heavy and lethargic and stuck. Like there's just too much weight. There's too much, ugh. And so it's like you're stuck in the mud, or you're like attached to things or more in the past, heavy, depressed, lack of inspiration. There's lack of clarity. There's kind of a cloudiness or a dullness to the mind. So that would be having an expression of a lot of kapha. And then after kapha, we move into the pitta qualities and the pitta experience of the day. And so pitta is the energy of fire and water, and it is highlighted from 10 till 2. So it's the middle of the day when the sun is the strongest. So you can imagine pitta's fire. You have that great big ball of fire in the sky. And so pitta is really highlighted at that time, just like pitta is very highlighted in the summertime. And so fire is at its strength, and pitta governs transformation within the body. Fire transforms, it burns, it breaks down, it creates anew, it releases. And so pitta is doing that within your body mind. It's the power of your digestion, of taking in food and digesting it and breaking it down so you can absorb it into your body for energy. It's taking in information. It's the luminosity of your mind, of your intellect. So when we experience good, healthy, quality pitta, we really are feeling that kind of, that greater sense of awareness of ourselves and of the world. Our mind is sharp and bright. We're very on point, we're witty, we're there, we're present, we're thinking up new ideas, and we're organizing them in a way. We have more of a vision, and we can be even more visionary leaders. We can be very organized, and we can create a plan, and we're more goal oriented, and we want to like execute things. We want to bring things forward, and we want to get into a project. In the body, it's like the body is more, there's more strength and endurance, and there's like a fitness, there's like a good tone to the muscles, and there's a good glow to your skin. There's like a luminosity and a radiance, but it's like a brightness and you're just kind of lit up. With too much pitta and too much of that fire and heat, the emotions in the mind tend to go towards that hot temper. It's more being like easily irritable or annoyed or reactive. It's more about being, it's controlling, sharp. It's like overly organized to the point where it might be like obsessive, or, things have to be a certain way. In the body, it can be too much heat can lead towards migraines or like really sharp headaches. In the digestive tract, it would be like more acid reflux or heartburn or loose stools, or a sensitivity towards eating spicy food might make you go to the bathroom more. It can be in the blood. It can mean that there's a heavier menstrual cycle, or when your period comes, you're much more irritable, and there's just like, you're sweating, you're hot, stinky BO. And then in the skin, it's like pitta coming through the skin creates rashes, acne, breakouts, or just sensitivity towards something. Like you notice that you might get a bug bite and you get a really big welt, whereas like other people are exposed to the same bugs, but they might not have as much of a reaction. So that would be excess fire and water within the body and the mind and the emotions. So when we start to really get more into this rhythm, we're supporting ourselves to not create an excess amount of that energy. So for instance, if we are, exercising and out for a run, or you've been playing a competitive sport in the middle of the day, maybe at lunch break, and you're out in the sun and it's hot and you're like focused and determined and you're challenging yourself, you're going to create excess pitta. Or same thing, if you're like really just charging it and you're trying to get all these things done late at night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. during that pitta time of the day, you're like, I got my second wind and I'm going for it. I'm just going to get all this stuff done. You're going to create adrenal fatigue and burnout and exhaustion, too much pitta. Whereas if you connect into that kapha energy and relax in the evening and support yourself to go to bed and get good sleep, you're supporting that pitta time of day in the evening to transform and digest and detox the body while you're in that deep state of rest. So these are the things I'll get into a little bit more in the upcoming videos for days 2, 3, 4, and 5, of like how we attune these energies of the day and this cycle of energy that's always changing, how we attune to that and optimize the daily routine. And again, it's just a glimpse of what this Dinacharya really is. We go deeper into it into my online course, Soul Body Bliss, and really also how to adopt the different practices. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about your meal timing and how to get into rhythmic eating and how to optimize when to have your meals to support healthy digestion and support balanced vata, balanced pitta, and balanced kapha through your eating routines. So we'll look for you in the video tomorrow. And then for today, if you want to see more of a breakdown of what this Dinacharya looks like, the different timings and the doshic energies, jump into the Facebook group, the Bliss Babes Facebook group, and I'll post a couple of images and more details on that. All right, I hope that's helpful for you as we kind of get into this big, vast world of Ayurveda. And if you have any questions, let me know in the Facebook group as well. Thanks so much.